at conversion. For folks who have converted to virtual programming, it is something that they really share that they enjoy. Let me just share one statistic with you. Um, Several adults, several thousand adults uh, worldwide were surveyed for their literacy skills. And as a result of this study, they found that the United States had 22% of their population that read at a basic level 1 reading level. And that means that they can't really do much more past the simplest of forms. They don't necessarily make comparisons or inferences well. They struggle to read and conduct their personal business independently and usually need a little bit of help. And those are some of the people that we help. And that's 22% of the nation. But what is it for Alabama? It's 24%. And that's roughly 1 in 4 people. I mean, we can't do a fraction of a person. So, for every 4 people you ask, you might be encountering somebody who struggles reading or comprehending well. And so if you want to get down even more closer to home, in Jefferson County, that statistic is 23%. In Blount County, which is a county we serve Blount, Walker, Shelby, St. Clair, and Jefferson County. So in Blount County, it's 24%. In St. Clair County, it's 22%. In Walker County, where Jasper is, it's 26%. And fortunately, in Shelby County, it's 13%. But still, that means you can encounter maybe out of 8 or 9 people, one of those persons is struggling with their reading. So there's definitely a need to assist folks in our community. And I started with this organization as a volunteer and did so for a year. And I found it very rewarding. And I found all of our learners to be very appreciative of all of the help that we're able to share with them. So what kind of person needs to be a volunteer at the Literacy Council? Well, one, you have to have a bit of patience, because learning to read better is a marathon. It's really not a sprint. And so we appreciate people who are patient with others and are observant of what their current behaviors are regarding to reading so that they can correct them. And that they're caring, they understand where folks are. We have some talented people who are both tutors and learners. We've got learners that have started businesses, nonprofits. We've got learners that raised all their kids to go to college. They themselves are retirees or currently working. We have folks that are guardians and foster parents. We have very creative folks and talented folks who are part of our group of learners. They just don't have that skill that makes reading very easy for them to do. So what do you have to be besides have those qualities? It would be great to have them, but you also have to be 18 years of age or older, because we only tutor adults. We do not tutor children. 18 years of age or older, the learners will be the same. You have to have an email address. You have to have a commitment of working with us for about 12 months, because you're only going to be meeting with your learner about an hour a week. And so, as I said, a marathon, not a sprint, means that you need to put a little bit of time in weekly with them. And we ask you to do that for about 12 months. There is a cost to our program, but it's nominal. It's $40, and it's payable by PayPal. And for that, you will be in communication with our in-house program administrator. who is also our trainer. And she will guide you through some modules that you can do self-guided online on the computer. And you, when you complete each one of these modules, which, you know, familiarize yourself with some principles of literacy principles, then you will meet via Zoom session like this with her, and she can explain sort of the nuts and bolts of how our one-on-one program is actually conducted. And just have a good, you know, working internet connection, that's fine. We have folks in our program from 19 years old to 90 years old, 90. So we have had folks to come and join us in their 80s who wanted to improve their reading, and it's never too late to do so. So we appreciate your time, and we appreciate your attention and desire to want to do this.
Adrian,
I volunteer. Yes.
I started recording into your talk.
Yes.
So I hate that, but I want you to just take a moment to introduce yourself.
Okay.
And we can wrap up your Zoom session. I sure do appreciate you joining us.
All right. I'll be happy to
do a little
that.
introduction.
Okay, well, I was just about to get to how to contact us, so I'll start off with that first. My name is Adrian Marshall. I'm the director of the Adult Basic Literacy Program at the Literacy Council. We're located in downtown Birmingham, but the great news is you can be exactly where you are right at this very moment and tutor with us. That's the best thing, is that we are looking for virtual volunteers, and you don't even have to leave your house to do it. Our program times are on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We offer a morning session from 10 to 12, and we offer an evening session from 4:30 to 6. And those times, you're not there for the whole time. We will match you with the learner, and you will be somewhere within that group, that evening time or that morning time to work with your learner. We'll give you a link, and then you just hop on that link after, and we will have talked to you beforehand about your learner and what you need to use with them. And we have virtual materials. And so you just get acquainted with all of that. You will have gone through our training program, and then you'll be able to, move forward with your learner from there. Our website is literacy-council.org. And on that website page, you'll see a little tutor button, an orange button that says tutor. Click on that, and it will get you started, because you will have an email address where you email our person that administers our tutor training, and she'll keep you guided along the way. The tutor training is $40, and it consists of 4 modules that teach you about principles of literacy. And you go through those at your own pace. It should take no more than 4 to 6 hours to do all of the modules. And after you're through, then you will have a Zoom meeting with our in-house administrator. And then we'll just, as we are taking in students, we will match you with an appropriate learner. I'm so glad for the time today. I love this event, and I hope that you can find that opportunity you're looking for, and I hope it's with us. Call us with any questions at 205-326-1925.
Fantastic. Now,
thank you.
Everyone is going to have to be patient, because doing a mass Zoom is a chore of epic proportion to get everyone coordinated. So I hope that you can hear me. We're going to have every organization available to speak to you, hopefully focusing on their volunteer opportunities here at the Kindness Summit at the Hoover Public Library. I don't know if you can hear the crowd, but they're out there at tables with their information until 5. And here virtually, We're offering short introductions to the organizations. Hopefully you will find exactly what you need to match up for your volunteer organization, for you to volunteer with these organizations. Some of them serve just Hoover, some of them are countywide, and some organizations are statewide. Right now, I'm going to introduce the speaker for Just Serve, which is kind of a conduit for all organizations, all volunteer organizations. And if you'll just take.
Thank you so much for letting me take some time to talk about Just Serve. We are so excited to be here. Just Serve represents most of these nonprofits here and several other ones that are all over the state and all over the country. Just Serve is also partnered with the Hoover City. So if you go to their website and look for volunteer opportunities, you're redirected to Just Serve. Just Serve supports all these nonprofits in a sense. That is a place to start that process of looking for volunteer opportunities. You can, once you register, you have a dashboard and you get to fill out things that you're passionate about and your skill sets. And once you do that, a lot of projects will populate in your dashboard of things that you would be interested in, and it also works with your availability. There's amazing nonprofits and they're doing so much great work, and we try to support their work. For the volunteers, also this is a perk of using Just Serve, is that you can also keep track of your volunteer hours. And I know this is a huge benefit for the students. Once you get done doing your project, it will show up in your dashboard that you completed whatever X amount of time it took to finish that project. And then you can also print out those volunteer hours and give them to whoever you need to at school to do that. Another great opportunity with Just Serve right now is the World Games. We're so excited. We are the volunteer leads for this, and we have been out there recruiting close to 300 volunteers to put this on. So we would love you to help out. You can find that information on Just Serve under the organization, the World Games. Again, I hope you hear some great things about these nonprofits and get involved. And remember to go to justserve.org to start that process. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to get our next speaker on board, and you'll just be patient for a moment. And I'm going to try and move this so that you can actually see their face when they speak. One organization that was not able to make it because of a emergency at their office, but I wanted to make you aware of, is the Bell Center. You can go to their organization website at thebellcenter.org. They have a lot of volunteer opportunities. The programs, the summer, they have openings for their summer program that runs 7 weeks over June and July. And it will be 3 days a week, and they're open from 8:30 to 3 on those days. And it covers volunteer opportunities ages 16 and up. For more information, again, you can email Janie Smith at the Bell Center. And next up is the Community Food Bank. I will have her speak to her volunteer opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Emily Whitmire. I am the Marketing and Communications Manager at the Community Food Bank of Central Alabama. I've been there at the food bank just about 3 or so months now. So I'm still getting familiar and everything, but I just absolutely loved being in the nonprofit world, specifically at the food bank. So I'll just tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do. The Community Food Bank of Central Alabama serves 12 counties in Central Alabama, obviously Jefferson and Shelby, but also some of our other counties in Alabama like Etowah, Walker, Calhoun, just to name a few. So 12 counties, and within those 12 counties, we work with over 260 partner agencies. And these partner agencies are nonprofits like churches or any other nonprofit that helps us, shares our mission of distributing food out to those who need it. That's really what the heart of our mission is. Our mission is to feed people in need today and foster collaborative solutions to end hunger tomorrow. And so how we do that, like I said, is through our partner agencies and also through our programs at the food bank. We have our mobile pantry program at the food bank that we create boxes of food that comes in and get those out through our individual programs and distributions through our 12 counties. And again, we also have our partner agencies are always doing distributions and lots of different ways to get food out into the community. So really, the way that we receive food in a variety of ways that comes back out. We receive food from, purchase food from the USDA, that's the largest chunk, and then we have increased in 2021, we increased our retail reclamation by 18%. And what that means is we receive food from local grocery stores like Publix or Target or Trader Joe's, Walmart. We have partnerships within those stores in the community so that they know they can come to us when they have an excess of food. What that could look like is obviously we don't distribute any food that is damaged or open or expired. But lots of grocery stores, just have an excess of food on their shelves. Grocery stores have shelf life expirations. That could look like, something that was packaged in Christmas packaging that we're able to use because obviously it's not expired. It's perfectly good to use, but it's something we can get back out to the community. So increasing those retail reclamation has really been a big piece for us. So that we can distribute that back out into the community. And then the other way that we've increased our food imports that we then take back out is through community donations. One thing we did over the past year, a couple of years, is we really focused on the first word in our name community. And what that looks like is through community partnerships in a variety of ways, through volunteering, through having different community groups come in and volunteer, or one thing we've opened up to the community is kind of encouraging community groups to do food and fun drives. And that could be something as big as, big church doing something, or it could be just a small, family doing something, or an individual doing something, just so that that's a way that we're able to collect donations, just because that's such a big piece for us. We have drop-offs, we have people come to our doors and just say, hey, I have this extra food I'm not gonna use. Can you take it? Always. Can you, or we did this big food drive, and we take that and put it in our warehouse, and again, that goes through the sorting process. So that's another big piece for us is, through community donations and imports and things like that. So that brings me to our volunteer opportunities, obviously. So we have volunteer shifts in our warehouse Monday through Friday. We have Monday through Thursday, we have 2 shifts a day. One of them is 9 to 11:30. The other one is 1 to 3 p.m. So kind of giving a morning and afternoon opportunity. On Fridays, we only do the morning shifts. But basically, what that looks like is when people volunteer for a shift, they come in and we take them back to our warehouse. And it really is a good opportunity to kind of see, hands-on what our mission looks like back there. And just to have a hands-on piece of what we're doing. Our volunteer activities consist of either sorting food that comes in, like I said, that those community donations, that retail reclamation. Once it all comes in, we sort it by food type, obviously, and sort anything that volunteers can have a hand in looking at making sure that nothing is expired or damaged or anything like that. And then we would discard that appropriately, but mainly sorting food items and then taking those and weighing them. And then as they're weighed, they're built into boxes and so on and so forth. But that's a huge piece. And then the other thing we'll have volunteers do, it really just depends on the day, what we need most, and what our group sizes look like. But the other opportunity that we have is to build, like I mentioned earlier, our mobile pantry boxes. So those are kind of two big assembly lines we have in the back of our warehouse. And we have big, it could be big groups or individuals, but when big groups come in, it makes the process really seamless to start with a box at the end, and it gets passed on down the line. And we have a kind of menu. So it's, if you're standing right here, there's, you put in 2 bags of beans, 2 boxes of mac and cheese, whatever it is, and then it goes through the line. Yeah, sorry.
Speak a little louder and speak to the computer. So
yeah, sorry. So that's how boxes are built, and that's a huge part for us is having help building those mobile pantry boxes that go directly out to the community. So really getting to have your hands on that. So our warehouse volunteering is a huge thing for us, and then we also have a variety of other ways to volunteer. We have distributions through both our programs and our partner agencies that are always looking for volunteers, and those are a little bit more, sporadic date-wise. So if a weekday morning or afternoon doesn't work, we have lots of volunteers who will come to one of those. Just because those are sometimes on weekends or sometimes on an evening or whatever that may look like to fit your schedule a little better. And so that's just another way that you can get involved is by doing those. So all of this information is going to be at www.feedingal.org. You can see our volunteer opportunities, feedingal.org/volunteer. And you can see all that and more to get involved. And we couldn't do what we do without the help of so many generous volunteers every single day. And we're just super grateful. So we'd love to have everyone involved in any way possible. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you for speaking. Let's see who's up next. Next up is the organization UnitedAbility, and we will have their speaker come in. Sorry, we're organizing between the virtual and the in-person, so they're supposed to be in line waiting for us.
Hannah's getting her, she's talking to somebody.
All righty. We're going to jump to somebody who can come straight to the podium. And this is the organization near and dear to my heart, which is the Greater Birmingham Humane Society. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Siobhan Morse. I'm the manager of community service and volunteer service at the Greater Birmingham Humane Society. The GBHS was founded in 1883, making it one of the oldest and largest humane societies in the Southeast. And volunteers, of which we have over 400 of them at the shelter, help rebuild a lot of the trust with animals that have been neglected and abused. So if your heart is in giving love to animals, then volunteering at the Humane Society might be for you. But there is a lot of other things to do aside from just walking dogs and petting cats. So that is great in and of itself. We also have a robust transport program where volunteers 25 years old and older can volunteer to transport animals to shelters up north, saving lives with epic road trips. We also have a robust foster program where over 200 foster parents invite animals into their homes to grow and get all the love before they're ready for adoption. Puppy and kitten season is coming, so please consider fostering if you're able. If you're interested in any of the GBHS volunteer programs, you can email me personally. My name is Siobhan Morse. You can email me at CMORSE, so that's C, my first initial, Morse, my last name, at gbhs.org. Volunteering tends to be generally 16 and up. However, if you're under 16, don't despair, because we have a critter camp every summer and Humane Teen Club, which meets once a month. So email me for more information, and I hope to see you at the Greater Birmingham Humane Society. Thank you.
All right, I am getting your correct email in there. Okay, I spelled it correctly. Thank you so much, Siobhan. And I got it wrong in the chat, the first one. The second one is correct for email. Whether you're working with animals or working from home, there are several virtual possibilities for people who are still immunocompromised, or you've just gotten used to being at home and want to volunteer from home. Some of those opportunities can be found through Just Serve organization. Their website serves as a clearinghouse of volunteer opportunities. Next, we have the Cahaba Riverkeeper. And if you're in Hoover, you know that the Cahaba plays a huge role in our life. We're going to invite those two speakers to come up here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. My name is Jason Miller. I'm the AmeriCorps Patrol member for Cahaba Riverkeeper. My job is to go down to the river and test the water, make sure it's good for both you and your furry friends. So one of the things that we mainly do, especially during the summer, is a program called Swim Guide. Swim Guide makes sure that we send interns out to all portions of the river and all its tributaries, test the water, and we publish those results for you, because there's no other way for you to find out if the water's clean just by looking at it. It's a really good program for you to get involved in if you want to be involved in citizen science and learning more about your river and just doing something that you can see your results in real time.
And then my name is Will Pomeroy. I'm the community outreach coordinator with Cahaba Riverkeeper. So just a few of the volunteer efforts that we're focusing on. So cleanups are a huge way for different community partners to come out and help with the Cahaba. We will partner with any organization as long as they're willing to come out and get their hands dirty for an afternoon. We'll help schedule everything that you would need. If you just email info@cahabariverkeeper.org. And just, if you're interested in scheduling a cleanup, we would love to get something worked out. So, and then along with that, we're also focusing a lot with youth education currently. We just actually started up our Swim Guide School STEM program. It's already been implemented in one school so far. It was at Francis Marion School in Perry County. And then tomorrow we're actually starting at the Highland School here in Birmingham. So we're very excited for that, very excited to get that up and running. We've been working on it since I believe 2019, and we're going to get it implemented right before COVID, but obviously that changed a lot, but we're very excited for the future. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. If you got one more thought, I'll get the next person queued up.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so
All right,
much.
thank you.
Next, we've got, oh my gosh, UnitedAbility. Yay, UnitedAbility. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for joining us virtually. Hopefully you will find an opportunity to volunteer, because it just makes life richer. Let me introduce Lee.
Thank you so much. And thank you for letting us come today and talk to people who are able to join us in person and those who are not able to join us in person, but still have a, apparently I'm going to bring the party. That's what's happening with me. I'm going to bring the party. But we, you know, just because you can't be here today doesn't mean that you don't have a heart for giving back to the community and help other people. And so I am here with UnitedAbility, which some people actually may remember us as UCP of Greater Birmingham. 5 years ago, we changed our name to let people know that we serve people with a wider range of disability than just cerebral palsy. And we also focus on ability. We try to help our participants focus on what they can do and develop that instead of focusing on either what they've been told that they cannot do or that may be a challenge for them. We try to overcome that. We have 10 different programs in the Birmingham area that address medical, therapeutic needs, social, educational, and employment, or actually have several programs that work to employ adults with disabilities both on our campus with programs like Gone for Good, which is shredding, and e-technology destruction, which is secure. I actually had to take a test to be able to access that area for tours, so it's very secure. But we also work with employers out in the community to train our individuals, to work with employers to better understand and prepare to work with individuals who may have a disability, because we do believe in empowering everyone, regardless of their ability level, to live a full and meaningful life. We do have various volunteer opportunities. Like most places, COVID has sort of closed us down. So we're, as far as volunteers are concerned, so we're just ramping back up, and we're excited. This summer, we're going to have our gig summer volunteer program for teenagers. That's for students entering 8th through 12th grade. And they will serve in our inclusive hand-in-hand early learning program, which has children with and without disabilities in classrooms side by side. So we also have occupational, physical, and speech therapy in the classroom for our students that may need that assistance. And so we try to bring everything together and inclusive instead of making the students who may need a little special support feel separate and have to go somewhere else for that. We do that in the classroom, and that's really cool for our teen volunteers because some of them are interested in pursuing that as a career, so they get to see that firsthand as well. And plus you get to play with adorable children, so who doesn't want that? And then we also have an event coming up in May that we always love. It's called Gone Fishing. And so we take 2 days and we go to Oak Mountain State Park, and our participants get to fish. We do a cookout, they do arts and crafts, all kinds of fun stuff. And we love to have volunteers that can pair up one-on-one with a participant. We especially love if anybody knows how to fish because most of our staff do not, but we are willing to take one for the team and put a worm on a hook for our participants because we love them that much. But that's just some of the things that we have going on. If you want more information about UnitedAbility, volunteering, or anything else, you can go to www.unitedability.org. So thank you very much.
Thank you. You can just tell the next, yeah, to find that. I will answer one question that's in the chat. These opportunities, most of them were put together in a PDF handout that I emailed everyone. If by chance you're just joining us, I can email you that handout, and that would be great. Our next speaker is upcoming. Okay. All right. Oops. You'll just stand at the podium, and we are talking now to Grace Klein.
Awesome. Hey, so we can just go ahead and go, right?
Yes,
Great.
absolutely.
Hi, my name is Natalie Sprunk, and I'm with Grace Klein Community. If you hear my accent, it's a little bit different. I am from way down south. I'm from South Africa, and I have been with Grace Klein Community for about 8 years now. And it has been fun. It's such a great family environment. We just enjoy getting involved in the people of Birmingham and just caring for different people. So what we do primarily is food support, not just for the city of Birmingham, but last year in 2021, we were able to serve 40 different counties. Like our food is reaching 40 different counties in Alabama. So if you guys are looking for opportunities just to serve the surrounding community, we have just seen different churches or businesses, people from schools just getting together and saying, hey, we want to provide food support in this area. Like, how can we get involved? And so right now we have 121 food distribution partners that serve with us. They come and get food from our office and take it to their respective areas of influence, and they're feeding people that they just come across. So it is a great opportunity. If you want to just serve even close right here to the Hoover Library, one of our drive-through sites is at Liberty Church, Birmingham, and we have an opportunity available from Monday through Thursday
from 11 till 4 p.m. And you can bring your kids. They can be 2 years old, they can be 18 years old. If you want to bring your mom, your dad, your grandmother, your grandfather, it doesn't matter how old they are, we would love for you to come and serve. It's simple things like sorting donations or loading boxes of food into cars or praying for people, just encouraging the people of Birmingham. If you say, hey, well, I don't know how to, sort food, or what if you like to write? Well, how about writing encouraging notes to people and putting it in food boxes and just saying, hey, you know what? You are loved, you are valued, and we so appreciate you. We have other opportunities as well, like diaper support, school supplies, Christmas support as well. So if you say, hey, well, food is not my thing, well, then just let us know what you would like to do, and we would love to get you plugged in. Especially here at the Kindness Summit, we've noticed that a lot of people are coming who are retired. And they're saying, well, I know how to cook. I have a kitchen. How can I be involved? And so we're actually seeing people say, well, hey, if I come and get food from you, can I cook it and bring it back? Yes, please come and visit us. We are on Old Rocky Ridge Road. We would love to see you, give you a tour, and let us know, how else we can equip you to go and love on the people of Birmingham. And so I'm going to invite my coworker, Jenny Waltman, up with me, and she's just going to share also a little bit about how we are involved with the World Games this year.
So how we get a lot of our food outside of our partnership with Community Food Bank of Central Alabama and Magic City Harvest and all the other amazing people that share with us is our Feed BHM Food Rescue Initiative. And we rescue food 7 days a week. Our volunteers do that. And thanks to that amazing success and the efficiency of our app that we use, we are tapped to be over food rescue for the sustainability team for the World Games. So if you want to volunteer to help rescue food at the World Games, we will be seeking to rescue all the food from all the venues, and we would love for you to sign up. So check us out, go to feedbhm.org, sign up to be a food rescue hero, because you need practice before you're able to rescue at the World Games.
And what was that email? And I'll type it in the chat.
Feedbhm.org.
feedbhm.org.
And if you put app.feedbhm.org, you can go ahead and sign up as a food rescue hero. It's just app.feedbhm.org.
Wonderful. Now, we don't have anybody right up. If you want to explore any other, do you have any virtual opportunities?
Yes. So, hey, I am back. So actually one of our opportunities that we have is we have internships. And if anybody is wanting to actually intern with us for a period of a month, 2 months, a year, come. We have virtual opportunities. Right now we've been reaching out to Stanford University and UAB as well. But if you're a part of another university and you say, you know what, I'm good at graphic design, or I'm good at marketing or social media, we would love to hear from us. If you want to email us at info@gracekleincommunity.com. That's info@gracekleincommunity.com. I would love to hear from you. We have so many opportunities available. Earlier, I'd also mentioned about, writing thank you notes. If you want to do that from home, you can. We can even supply you with the pens, the envelopes, the cards. You just let us know. We just want you to come and serve with us.
Now that was info@gracekleincommunity.com. Okay, I got it right. And I just put it in the chat.
Yes,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Now let me see who's next
Right.
on tab.
I'll go ahead and mention too, if you do want to go look us up on our website, it's gracekleincommunity.com. If you look under the Get Involved section, it says volunteer, and you can look at all our different volunteer opportunities listed there. You can sign up as an individual or as a group.
And if you like to sew, we have a We Sew Love initiative under our program, and they repurpose clothing, make outfits, they make menstruation kits for women in other countries. It's just an incredible opportunity. So if you like to sew, we need you. Have a good day.
I'm going to do that as a program at the library. That would be great.
That would be awesome.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. One of the organizations that didn't get a chance to come is, of course, our Friends organization. The Friends of the Hoover Library are completely volunteer. They help us with various events, but most importantly, they staff our library bookstore, that you can sign up for various times. You can do it at the same time every month. You can join, just do one shift a month or one shift a week. You do join the Friends. You can, anytime that they're open in the library, you can get one of their membership packets and then volunteer away. we really, really hope you'll help us because the library friends keep us working. Thank you. And we're going to invite the Exceptional Foundation to speak. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Robbie Lee and I'm with the Exceptional Foundation, and we are located on Oxmoor Road in Homewood, Alabama. We're right at the entrance to Homewood Park. If you turn it on into Homewood Park, we're that big building on the left. And our primary objective is to provide social and recreational activities and opportunities to children and adults with intellectual disabilities. We serve children as young as 5, and there's no age limit for our adults. Our building is separated into 2 halves, so we have a children's side and we have an adult side. And just to talk a little bit more about our mission and what we're doing on a just a regular day. Our primary objective is to just ensure that people with intellectual disabilities in Alabama and the Greater Birmingham area are celebrated, and that they have a community where they can be loved and accepted, and where they can create relationships and make friends and really get to do a lot of the things that their neurotypical peers might take for granted. For example, we have a very intense recreational basketball league. We're one of the only people in the state that kind of have an all-inclusive, come one, come all basketball league for adults with intellectual disabilities. We have an annual prom every year. Might sadden and maybe surprise you to know that a lot of people with intellectual disabilities didn't get to go to prom, and so that's something that we get to give that to them every year. And we take field trips, we play sports, we do arts and games and crafts and activities. We are all about keeping these guys engaged, up on their feet, active, moving, talking, interacting with one another, interacting with their community in a way that's kind of fulfilling for all of us. We take about 500 field trips a year. We've taken these guys to Las Vegas. We've been to New York. We've been in Nebraska, Reno. One of our guys got to go to Dublin one time for the World Games. We're a globe-trotting bunch. We're not, we love Birmingham and we love hanging out here and doing fun things in town, but we love seeing what the rest of the country has to offer too.
And do those field trips need volunteers to help?
Oftentimes, yes. Especially a lot of times we have corporate volunteers that we go bowling every week. That is etched in granite. Will never change. And if we have like large groups of volunteers, love to send them bowling. Yeah, often we do need help on field trips. And as far as, to touch on volunteering, we are open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. But we also have night and weekend activities. We do, I mentioned prom, which is on a Sunday, and we have several other annual dances that are on Sunday evenings. Our Saturday basketball league that I mentioned is always on Saturdays for a few hours. We do softball on Saturdays once basketball wraps up. So we really have a pretty wide variety of days and times where if it's whenever it's convenient for people to volunteer. And if you want to help us in the office and do office tasks and help with envelopes and stuff like that, if that's your speed, then we really need help there. But if you'd rather be more engaged and you'd rather be out there at the park playing kickball or helping out with an art project, that's great too. We really have something for everyone. But it's a lot of fun. I started volunteering at the Exceptional Foundation in 2006. As you all know, it's 2022. So the place is really infectious, and once you kind of step foot in there, you will never experience an emotion quite like that. Just the love you feel, the vibrancy, the acceptance, it's really special. And here I am, I volunteered for 3 or 4 years, and this is my 13th year. So I met my wife there. I proposed to my wife there. So I can't, necessarily say that's in the cards for all of our volunteers, but that's my volunteer story, and it's special to me.
And are you specifically involved with the World Games coming to Birmingham?
We are. So our action club, we have an action club, which is a service wing of the Homewood Mountain Kiwanis Club. We will be involved in the World Games through our Homewood Mountain Kiwanis Club. Yes.
Wonderful.
We're very, very excited about that.
And is there a general info email I could put in the chat?
The best email is dwight, DWRIGHT, at exceptionalfoundation.org. And I promise you one day we're going to shorten that to ef.org. So I don't have to spell that for people on the phone. It is a really long email. But Del Wright is our volunteer coordinator. He couldn't be here today. He had a prior engagement. So I'm filling in for him. But yeah, and just to point out, our volunteer commitment is it's your schedule. You know, it's not something where you have to register for, you know, this many hours or this many days. I mean, if you want to come by 30 minutes a month, that's cool. If you want to come by for 30 hours a month, that's cool too. We're pretty loose and you know, willing to work with people, you know, whatever their time schedule allows. One more thing I'd love to hit on is our biggest fundraiser of the year is coming up on Saturday, March 5th, the Chili Cook-Off, which is in the Macy's parking lot of Brookwood Village. It is a huge event. There are going to be 120 teams this year. So come hungry. I've yet to hear of anyone trying all 120 chilies, but if you're brave, come on. It's $15. Obviously goes to a great cause, but we also need volunteers for the Chili Cook-Off. This is, it takes a village to put this event on. You can imagine 120 teams means 120 tents and tables and chairs and all these things. There's a lot of setup, there's a lot of breakdown. But day of the event, we need people helping in the Coke trailer and helping sell at the ticket booth. So if you're interested in helping out at the Chili Cook-Off, we would love for you to help with that.
And that's the Macy's parking lot at Brookwood, right?
At Brookwood Village, yes.
Gotcha.
The
I'll put that
real
into the
big
chat.
kind of upper lot.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Will.
Well, thank y'all so much.
And we're gonna have, next, we're gonna have Salvation Army talk. Now, I know all about Salvation Army. They're the ones that only do the Santas at Christmas, right?
That's it.
That's all you do. All right, come on up. Now clear the air because I've obviously stated a misconception.
Hi, well, thank you for tuning in. My name is Casey Oswalt. I am the volunteer coordinator with the Salvation Army. So what I tell our volunteers is that whatever your strengths are, whatever you're looking to do, we will find something for you to do. We take individual volunteers and we also offer group opportunities. So if you have a church group or you have a business that you're looking to volunteer as a group, we can accommodate you. So we have several different departments that our organization operates and that have volunteer opportunities through those departments. One thing that we are probably most known for is our dining hall, where we serve 3 meals a day to our residents, and that is open residents of our shelter. And it's also open to any community member who needs a meal. And that is through our social services department, who has open our shelter. We have a veterans program, just a lot of different programs there. Like I said, you can work breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and you can sign up for that online. If you don't have necessarily the opportunity to come into our facility, you can also organize a food, clothing, or hygiene items drive. If that's something you're interested in, we will drop off barrels for you, and we can come pick those up. Or if you just contact me, volunteer coordinator, and you say, hey, we're going to collect these items from this date to this date, and we'll bring it by on this date, that works as well. That's a very popular thing to do, especially around the holidays, but you can really do that any time of year. Another department that does great things is our Education and Workforce Development Department. These are education and work programs for residents, and again, in our shelter, and again, also open to community members. These include career readiness programs, certification programs, and tutoring for GED. For that, what we're in need of right now is tutoring for our GED program. We're especially looking for people who have a background in education or current college students, because you're still aware of how exams and tests go. Computer lab monitors, and we're also in need of administrative help in our Education and Workforce Development Department, because we're growing so much that our staff there does need that administrative help.
We also have our maintenance department. So if you enjoy being outdoors, painting, working with your hands, we have opportunities there. Lastly, for the Salvation Army, we have several different locations. Our main Center of Hope location is our biggest location, and we always want to give people tours. So if you ever want to come by and see what the facility looks like and what we do, we're willing to do that. But our other smaller locations are Bessemer and Alabaster. And we are looking for administrative help in our Bessemer office. This is going to include filing, answering phones, general office tasks, and helping with the food pantry there. And you can also do office administrative work generally at our Center of Hope. And like I said, one of our biggest needs right now is extra hands in our kitchen as well as tutoring. Those are the big things that we're looking for right now.
Let me throw one at you.
Sure.
It seems that before the pandemic, we had organizations in need and we had those needing help.
Mhm.
It seems like with the pandemic, it's kind of teetered towards more people needing help
Mhm.
and nobody able to help the organizations because of the pandemic.
Mhm.
I know that there's been a growth in what you provide. Have you seen that? And has that grown your need for volunteers? Have you seen more people needing help?
In some areas, yes. In some ways, there are things that we've had to, like everywhere, we've had to adjust because of how many people we can let into a location, how much is given to us. There was an ebb and flow of donations. And I think it just kind of, and again, a lot of that is numbers because that our social services department would have, and I don't have those numbers because I work in a different department. But from what I've heard, I think there has been kind of an ebb and flow of like, at this time there will be more need and at this time there will be less need.
Right.
And again, as far as volunteers, we always need volunteers. And I know, I have not been in this position long, but I know that there has been a decrease in volunteerism in the last couple of years.
Right. I am calling up the next person.
Awesome.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
joining
much.
us.
I appreciate it.
And the tables at the library will be up until 5 if you feel the need to come in. And like I said, if you are immunocompromised or otherwise unable to come to the library or any of the individual organizations, reach out to them, explain what you're wanting to do. And I know everyone here will find a way for you to be involved and volunteer with their organization. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. As I said, the pandemic has grown the need for help by individuals, and the organizations have grown in their capacity in order to meet those needs. Next, and we're going to have the great and wonderful Ronald McDonald House Charities of Birmingham. You may be familiar with the Ronald McDonald House downtown. That's where we always take our knitted hats to for the kids and the teens. So I'll give her the floor. Go ahead.
Thank you. Hey everyone, I am Stephanie Duncan from the Ronald McDonald House Community Outreach Manager. So my role right now is to handle our signature events. That includes our Red Shoe Run, golf, and gala. In addition to that, our volunteer opportunities. So that's why we're here today, and we thank you for joining us and being curious about the Ronald McDonald House. So opportunities to get involved right now, due to the pandemic, our on-site opportunities are suspended. But there are lots of different ways to get involved with our mission and support us offsite. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about those. Red Shoe Run is coming up on April 9th. That is a 5K and 1 mile in downtown Birmingham. It is going to be a great amount of fun and an opportunity where you can really see our mission in action. Our alumni families and current guest families join us for that. So as I mentioned, it is truly a great opportunity to volunteer. There are things like being a course marshal, so directing folks on our course, to helping people at the finish line, and then of course to checking people in and giving their bags to them before the race starts. So if you're interested in that, definitely reach out or visit redshoerun-bham.org.
In addition to that, we have our meal program. That is a huge help to our families. Our volunteer groups right now are coordinating with local caterers or preparing meals in a commercial grade kitchen to bring those to our families Monday through Friday at 5:30 p.m. That is truly a great opportunity, something that you're really impacting families with, because there's nothing better than a home cooked meal after a long day at the hospital or at treatments and things like that. So if you're interested, we'll get you connected to that opportunity. And in addition to that, we have offsite opportunities that can include things like hosting a wish list drive without anyone out in your community. A lot of times it's great for community groups or school organizations. And then we have an opportunity to create snack bags. That includes individually wrapped items for our families. And lastly, we have wellness kits. That is where you can create a bag, think like maybe it includes a mask, it includes hand sanitizer, wipes and lotion, chapstick, things that families can grab and go as they head off to the hospital for the day. And again, those snack bags, it really keeps families from having to visit a vending machine while they're waiting for treatments and things like that. So at the end of the day, there's lots of different ways that you can get involved with us offsite, and we hope that you consider these opportunities. Hopefully in the next couple of months, we will see our policies lifted and change with our volunteer program. And I can tell you that once that starts to happen, we'll start having small groups of 5 in the house to prepare meals for families. So that is on the horizon. We will make that announcement on social media and of course at our website, rmhca.org. Again, Stephanie Duncan, and if you're interested in any of these opportunities, definitely reach out to me and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Please, Stephanie, what was the general email? I was typing to answer someone's chat and missed it.
Yes, that's okay. It is Stephanie, STEPHANIE.Duncan, DUNCAN @rmhca.org.
rmhca.org.
Yep, that's right.
All right, that's in the chat now. Fantastic.
Thanks, everyone.
All righty. And next, who do we have?
This is for the Medicare.
Are you a participant or a presenter?
No, is this for Medicare?
Is this for Medicare? No, that was earlier in the day. Sorry. This is a virtual presentation going on right now. So sure. Thanks, Stephanie. Now, I think we've got one last organization, and then Adrian from the Literacy Council wants to join us again. So joining us now is the Red Cross. We all know that there is a vital need for the Red Cross. And so she's going to give us some volunteer opportunities and speak about the Red Cross in general. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to be here and talk about the Red Cross. It's been so rewarding to see people again, all in one room, all interested in service. I have been with the organization, been with Red Cross for 9 years. I was a volunteer for 2 years in the beginning. I taught Well Tales, which was our water safety class, a Scrubby Bear, our hygiene class, and then how to prepare for disaster. Started off volunteering April the 1st of 2011. As you know, 26 days later, April 27th, tornadoes. So I hope that when I taught at kindergarten through 8th graders all around the Birmingham area, if they were affected, that they had a little bit of things in their bag to help turn the corner. So I'm here today to talk about 3 specific needs we've got at the Red Cross. It is very rewarding to be a volunteer. It's very rewarding to work at the Red Cross. We need blood donor ambassadors. Those are volunteers that work at the blood drive to greet the donor, to make sure that they're registered, to make sure that they get back to the phlebotomist timely, and then of course to thank them at the end and to make sure that they're not lightheaded and so they've got a really good experience. That's very rewarding. The second one is a little bit of companion piece. The first one, transportation specialist. Those are volunteers that actually drive the blood. from the blood donor center there at Caldwell Trace to area hospitals such as the VA, UAB, and Children's Hospital. Obviously very rewarding. You drive the blood to the blood bank of the hospital, and they're able to get it to that patient that day, that hour, so that they can have the operation. Side note, we are in yet another blood shortage, so we also need people, volunteers, to donate the gift of life, donate blood, donate platelets. And lastly, disaster action team. Jefferson County is, I'm not sure if Hoover's Jefferson or Shelby, this part of the Jefferson, because it's part of Hoover, that Shelby, but we have a need for volunteers to work on our DAT, disaster action team. What the world is that? Those are volunteers that are trained to help people who have just had a fire, a flood, an earthquake, a tornado, any type of disaster that you can imagine. It's a pretty emotional job. You may be called out at 2 o'clock in the morning in a different part of town because somebody just lost everything that they have. And our volunteers are trained to help them with mental issues, to help them find a couple of free nights, stay in a hotel so that they can figure out where they want to, where they can, who they're going to live with next, and also help with referrals and resources. It's very interesting today at the volunteer fair. I'm able to actually point around to our different vendors. We send them to the food bank to get them food. We send them to Salvation Army to get clothes. So volunteering at any of the organizations today is very fulfilling, very rewarding, a way to give back. And we have needs that are in person, beginning to be more and more in person. We have needs that are virtual in case you're not comfortable yet going out and about, totally fine. And we have volunteer needs all year round. We might be partnering to do the World Games in 2020, this year, 2022 in July. So we've got a lot of volunteer needs. If you're interested, if you're available, if you've got the time, the availability, and a specific skill set that you want to use, we are at redcross.org/volunteer. If you're interested in donating blood, redcross.org/give blood. You'll enter in your zip code to the nearest blood drive. So in closing, Red Cross is the second most recognized brand in the universe besides Coke. People know what we are and know what we do. And we want to be the volunteer organization of choice because you do have many places to donate your time. So thank you for your time and allowing you to talk about the Red Cross today.
Fabulous. Now I got your website, the volunteer website. Is there an email that's good?
Absolutely. And I've got a real fun name, so be careful. Sandy Ziderhook. And so that is SANDY.ZUIDERHOEK at redcross.org. I don't know if perhaps after this, if you can send out a document. I've got a list, a one-page flyer that's very helpful in talking about the job descriptions of the volunteer needs that I talked about, as well as my information and the general Red Cross website as well. So redcross.org/volunteer, redcross.org/give blood if you're interested in that. Every pint saves 3 lives. It's just a real rewarding place to serve at. And when I go home every day, I just think I helped somebody today through what could possibly be their worst day.
Fantastic. And I got that last name. It's ZUIDERHOEK.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I can make the U go away and the second E go away. Be a lot better.
Yes. We'll take what we can get.
Yes, thank you.
But people do not have the excuse of, oh, I can't give blood. I cannot do it. I'm a wimp. There's so many more opportunities, right?
Absolutely. And I've talked to a dozen people today about that. There are many reasons why you can't donate blood, health, or we were somewhere in the 80s overseas. But what you can do, we need 3 things. We need money, time, and money, people, and blood. So if you're not interested and not available to donate blood, that's fine. Encourage your neighbor to, encourage your church members to. Encourage anybody out in the community to donate. You can donate every 56 days. Not my favorite thing to do, but I know the result or the end point of it. So if you've got $1 to extra to spend, text to 90999 to donate money. So you can serve in many different ways, in person, virtually. one time only or ongoing. We've had volunteers on Volunteer Recognition Day to receive a 60-year volunteer pin. That's how long people been associated with the Red Cross. So it's very rewarding.
Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
And we'll wrap up with that. And I want to give Adrienne Marshall at the Literacy Council another shot at speaking. And there she goes.
Thank you.
Adrienne?
All right, can you hear me?
Wait.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay, I'm speaking. Can you hear me now?
You're still muted.
Still muted? Are you with
see.
me now? I hope you can hear me.
There we go.
We can hear you.
Okay, can you speak now?
All right, here I am.
Well, I still can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
It's sort of showing that I'm muted and unmuted sometimes. Let's see. I hope that you can hear me now. I'm going to talk just a little bit. About just backtracking one more time to say that we do have other volunteer opportunities available. We were focusing on.
Adrienne, you're still muted.
It was never a problem before. I'm sorry. I might.
You're not muted to the listeners. You're only muted to the administrator. So you can keep talking.
I'm sorry, Adrienne. I can't seem to get back your audio.
I can't. Can you hear my audio now?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to talk to the folks that are on the whoever can hear me, that we do have other opportunities. One is to be well, first of all, when I talked about the tutor times that you could do on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays in the mornings, and in the early evenings, we do have some other partnerships where we offer our tutors to assist. Salvation Army is one of those. And so if you actually have different availabilities, it's still okay to contact us. Just go to our website, literacy-council.org, and click on that tutor button. And then you will be in touch with somebody. Just let them know about what your availabilities are. We may have a partnership that has times other than what I've talked about virtually. It may ask that you come in person, or it may be just a different time. Afternoon times might be something that is available at Salvation Army and Alethea House. We do work with missions such as Jimmy Hale and such. We also have a real, it's also a bonus for us if a volunteer has some math skills, because even though we don't formally train anybody in math tutoring, folks have often come and offered their math skills, and we are happy to have them. We have a GED program. You study for those parts of the GED exam, and math is one of them. Invariably, all of our learners will wait until the last minute to take that math part because they're just scared and they need some extra help with math. So we sometimes bring in folks who have math skills that can tutor a person through that part and get a lot more individualized attention than the GED instructor can give them. And so if you've got math skills, please, when you press that volunteer button, let them know that you have some math skills. We have the ESOL program, speakers of other languages, and those folks also will be tutoring. They don't do one-on-one tutoring, but they tutor in a class. So there's a whole different process and a different training process involved. But we do, and the classes are run on a different time frame. They have starts and stops, for a certain term. So, but you can get all that information on the tutor button if you just say that you're interested in ESOL tutoring. We also have a junior board, and not everybody is accepted on the junior board, but there is a way to get an application to us to be on our junior board if you're in the age range of our junior board members. And they help with with some of our events. We have a wonderful event in the summer called Kickin' Chicken, which is a good fundraiser for us, where we have like a chicken wing contest where we have teams that actually prepare those. And so that's a real big event for us, and our junior board usually has that up. And they have other special projects that we do in terms of fundraising that they're in charge of. So it may be something for younger members that is of interest. And if you're a working business person and you're young and in that time frame, that might be something you're interested in and can inquire about on our website as well. We have had literacy ambassadors, and the purpose of those ambassadors was to go to fairs and festivals that we'd be asked to attend and explain about what we do here at the Literacy Council. Now, obviously the pandemic put a lot of brakes on a lot of fairs and festivals, so we haven't had as large a need. But as that need ramps up and people begin to have fairs such as this, then our need for those volunteers will also grow. So basically, if you could just contact us at literacy, literacy-council.org, or Adrian Marshall, AMARSHALL at literacy-council.org. We can answer any more questions you may have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adrian, for taking over. There have been a few technical glitches in this Zoom presentation, but I hope that you can overlook those mistakes and glitches. And I hope that you have found something of an idea about how to volunteer your time or volunteer your families, the teams in your life. I know that volunteering is a huge part of my life, and I am enriched for it. And again, as we are coming out of this pandemic, I think that everyone has seen people in need highlighted on the news. There are so many ways to get involved, even if you don't want to leave your home, even if it's just donating money. But we're asking more of you. Give your time. Come to the library, find out more about these organizations, or just give us a call. The library will probably be hosting another volunteer summit sometime in the future. And I hope that if we did not highlight your organization, you could come and join us too. This is the end of the Zoom portion of our day. And I thank you so much. My name is Shannon Haddock, and I hope that, as I said, you find some way to give of yourself, because that is the greatest kindness that we can do for others. Thank you so much.